All right, guys, some stocks I'm going to be watching on Monday. MOBI had this nice gap up on big volume about a week ago. It's kind of been dancing around in this area between 8 and 9. Closed at its highs on Friday, though, so I want to watch this for a potential long. Switch to 15-minute candles. It's holding nicely. They're right below 850, so it based there, for several hours on Friday. So up over 850. That one might just make a move up to recent highs. Really like the action in it lately. MOBI. All right, KING. What did they do? They released like Candy Crush 2 in China, and forgive me if my info is wrong. It's something along the lines. I don't follow stories too close. I'm a chart guy, but I was telling everybody in the chat room on Friday that the volume was super interesting after that story came out, especially as beaten up as this stock is. But after that huge gap down, it spent a lot of time. It spent basically 2 full days right at 14. Okay, I'm showing you 15-minute candles here, so let's just zoom in on 5s. And so you had this nice rally. It hit 1410, hit 1410 again. See the big volume coming in again, but you've got a lot of supply in that 14 area, and I kind of think it needs to work through that. But still, keep this one on watch. Keep this one on watch, KING. Maybe we get up into the gap sometime this week, which would be over 1435. It's certainly worth having on watch. All right, JKS. I don't. This chart wouldn't catch my eye just glancing at it here, except for it had had earnings about a week ago and was kind of all over the place that day, but it's really kind of grinding higher, and each day has closed above its open since that happened. Switch to 15-minute candles. It's really doing well. It's got some nice volume spikes to the upside recently, so I don't have an exact trigger price for you. I mean, it's interesting up over Friday's high in the 2920s. Let's go back to the daily. So up over Friday's high, 2920 area, maybe we finally get a big push. But this one isn't that compelling to me unless we get some kind of volume push there. Okay, so again, this wouldn't have even really caught my eye just if I was just flipping through charts, if I didn't know it had earnings and about a week ago, and how well it's kind of hanging on since then. That's JKS. EJ. Nice volume the other day on earnings, and it was kind of all over the place, and then an inside day, and now it's really trying to break out to the upside. So EJ is interesting. You got to like it up over Friday's high. Friday's high was 1238, so up over that, or with some kind of intraday setup even below that on Monday. Keep EJ on your radar. OCN, really beaten up, bounced. It came back up to that area again, tried to break out on Thursday, and really didn't do much, and then kind of a quiet day on Friday inside of Thursday's range. So let's switch to 60s, and you can see it there. You see how beaten up it is, and it's really kind of this area. Let's see, what was this high back here? This area right around 27 bucks is fairly relevant here. That's where it bounced to originally. And hit, bounced to originally right there after the big sell-off again, and then pushed through it, and now it's grinding around right around that area. So let's just keep our eyes on that. If this can start to hold over 27, we might get a nice, kind of short covering rally. So this one deserves to be on a chart. GameStop gapped up on earnings. A lot of shorts in this name, but it never really got going on Friday. Closed below its open, but sometimes when you get a gap up on earnings, sellers just kind of win that intraday battle, and the next day you can get a nice pop. So just for that reason, I want to have GME on watch. SINA gapped up on earnings. You can see the big volume. It's been a little over a week now, but it's now down to some support. So yes, sellers who sold into that pop, it definitely failed to break out. But it's closed below its open every day since then, and really is back down to some support. So I'm actually looking for a low-risk long in this one. I'm not a swing trader, and part of me says, well, maybe this needs to hit 45 with this low back here, but it doesn't. It spent a lot of time around 46.50. Okay, it's been a good week there, bouncing off that area. And so after earnings now, sellers, at this point, if I was a shorter, right, if I shorted this gap up, I'd be covering down here. I got the move I'm looking for. So I think this could be an interesting long setup on Monday. And then TLM. nice volume spike on Friday. So I just want to watch that one. It's had some nice moves lately. Big volume back here, sold off, bounced again, and then kind of took out the highs of this first bounce after that move. The 200-day is right there, basically closed right at the 200-day. But with 12 million shares traded on Friday, this is a good candidate for an upside move, depending on the overall market and so on Monday. And then always, because of recent history, I just want to watch TKMR and Loco. All right, both of these, if you get any kind of narrow range in an afternoon upside break, you can get a nice pop in these. So the daily charts aren't much to look at, but I want to watch both of those, TKMR and Loco. All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. We'll find stuff to trade. Irrespective of that list, we'll find stuff to trade on Monday as a group in the chat room. But that's a good list to start with. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.